Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special workshop. So, today's special workshop is something that we tend to talk about in health coaching world about our monkey brain, where we have like our good brain and our not so good brain. And often it's like the monkey brain side of our head that makes us do things that we shouldn't do. So, hands up, those of you who have a monkey brain that tells you to do the things that you're not supposed to do. Yeah, we've all got them. It doesn't even have to just be about nutrition or exercise. It can be to do with anything. So, for example, when I was talking to my son earlier, I said, "Have you done your homework?" And he went, "No, I haven't." And he made some ridiculous excuse up because his monkey brain was like making an excuse up for not doing his homework, even though he's had plenty of time to do it. And sometimes, our monkey brain makes us do things that we're not supposed to do, and then we just blame that part of our brain for it. And this happens so much in food. So, interesting statistic in the US and the UK, like almost 70% of the adult population are now overweight or obese, which are really startling figures. Because if you think back to our grandparents, just after the war, they certainly wouldn't have had such high levels of being overweight or obesity. Because in those days they didn't have so much food available and things were a lot harder. Like you had to eat your fruit and veg depending on what season it was, and you could only get it from the part of the country that you live. Whereas now you can get anything from anywhere in the world. You can get food any time of the year. Yeah, strawberries we used to only have in the summer here. Now we can get them all through the year, but that didn't used to be the case. And now every street corner, especially in the UK, you've got junk food shops, you've got takeaways, things like that, and they're on every corner. And you're like, well, it makes life so much easier, but then it also gives us bad temptations. Whereas you don't see a salad shop on every corner. You don't see really good health food shops, do you? But yeah, so do you see what I mean? And those are the times where our monkey brain takes over and says, "Oh, can you smell that smell of burgers or fries or chips?" And then we suddenly go, "Oh, go on, it's just once. Oh, yeah, let's do it." Yeah, because it doesn't matter because we don't do it very often. Whereas actually, we probably did it 2 or 3 times last week. But our other side of the brain's telling us one thing, whereas we're actually thinking, well, that's not a good choice, is it? Anyway, so what I do with my clients is we really work on this to stop those temptations and to control our cravings. Now, people always think that cravings are a bad thing, but they're not. Cravings can be a really good thing, yeah, if you just manage them properly and you get the right parts of your brain to work with them. So I'll give you an example. I've got a client who used to crave pizza, normally at 8 o'clock at night while he was watching Netflix. And he's actually turned those cravings from pizza and Netflix to now he craves to listen to books, audiobooks, and he craves carrots. I mean, that is amazing to crave pizza to go to change it to carrots. So cravings can be a good thing. But that is amazing, like pizza, carrots. I mean, which one of those, pizza or carrots, is going to give you the most energy? Which is going to make you feel the best? Yeah, it's not going to be the pizza, is it? You might enjoy the pizza for 15, 20 minutes, but in the long run, it's not going to be good because later you're going to feel hungry again. You're going to feel bloated. You might feel a bit sick. You've seen all the gooey like cheese and oils in it, and later think that's going straight on my hips. That's going straight in my belly. Whereas the carrots, yeah, they're going to give you energy. Apparently, they give you good eyesight. I'm not sure if that's ever been proved, but carrots and blueberries and things like that can be really good for your energy and help you. So I'm not saying don't think cravings are bad because they can be good. But anyway, so our monkey brain makes so many decisions for us every day, and we don't even realize when they're doing it. And it could be that some of these bad decisions could be from something so simple that we don't realize, like a bad night's sleep. So if we get a bad night's sleep, we wake up the next day and we feel really tired and grumpy, and our hormones sort of take over. So the first thing we're going to do is like, oh no, I need a coffee. So you have a coffee and you put loads of sugar in it. You might have a latte or something rather than just black coffee. And then you're just giving all that sugar into your system. And then you're starting to go, oh, no, now I'm really hungry because you're getting the cravings and the sweetness. And then you're craving something else that's sweet. And this could just become because you've had a bad night's sleep. And then you're thinking, well, why is it not because of one thing? It's actually lots of things. You might be stressed. So stress is another reason that causes these like bad decisions. If you're really stressed and someone's just had a go at you on the phone, or your boss has been nasty, or your kids are playing up, and you're really tired and angry, then you're not going to make good decisions. And that's it. Right, that's it. I'm going to have a coffee, or I'm going to have a beer, or I'm going to have a cake. That'll cheer me up. Because how often do we think, oh, I know what will cheer me up? Food. Yeah, food is the answer. That'll cheer me up. Really? Is it really going to cheer you up? Yeah. So is this piece of chocolate really going to make you happy if you've had a really bad day? For some people, it will, but only for a few minutes. Whereas you could try something different to make you happy. I mean, everyone is different, or literally every single one of my clients has got a different way to make them happy. And this is something that we really work on. We really nail it down to find the thing, like between 3 and 5 things that really, really make you happy and can switch you from a bad mood to a good mood within a minute. And trust me, it can be done. So everyone's different, but I mean, a few examples could be, I normally have a little trumpet, which is like a little trampoline next to here. And if I'm in a really bad mood, I just go and jump on that for 1 minute. And because your body's suddenly moving, you're like jumping up and down, and like it's hard to not find that like entertaining or amusing, or it just makes you smile. Or it could be your favorite piece of music. So one of my happy tunes is Mojo by Lady, or Lady by Mojo, whichever one it is. And every time I hear that song, it automatically triggers my brain to turn into like that happy mode, and then it's getting rid of the monkey brain. And then I might think, well, rather than sitting down and getting upset and moody all day and eating bad things, I'm not going to let that happen. Whoever's upset me during the day, you're not going to win. You are not going to beat Chris on this one. So in this case, you're going to beat your monkey brain. Now, there's a lovely saying that I came across this week from a lady called Elaine, and it's called the whinge dinger. I love that. I had to write it down, a whinge dinger. Now, you've probably never heard of a whinge dinger. I hadn't until today. Now, I get this all the time, pretty much every day. I come across a whinge dinger. So a whinge dinger is somebody that wants to lose weight, or they try to lose weight, and they've always got 101 excuses, and they just whinge about it. And they say, oh, I can't lose weight because I've got big bones, or can't lose weight because my mum and dad didn't teach me how to cook properly, or I can't lose weight because it's just doesn't happen. Happens to everyone else, but not me. Or oh, I can't lose weight because my partner always cooks the wrong food, or the shops don't sell healthy foods, or healthy food's too expensive. And they really moan about it so much that it actually goes into their head, and that becomes part of a pattern. So then they always think, I can't lose weight. I tried it a few times and it didn't work, so it's never going to work. It worked for everybody else, but not me. Moan, 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 whinge, whinge, whinge. And these people called a whinge dinger, still love that name. It's just like, we all know them, and we're all guilty of it. I did it when I was in 2016, when I was really overweight. I was a whinge dinger, and I was one of those people that said, this is ridiculous. I've followed these diet plans. I've read the books. I've watched YouTube. Why am I not losing the weight? And it's because I was, seeing the wrong things. And I was maybe some days going to the gym and some days eating really healthily. But when it came to the weekend, I was like, oh, it's a weekend. So in the UK, at the weekend, you have to go out on a Friday night. You have to drink 5 pints of beer. You have to have a takeaway or takeout on the way home. You have to then lie in the next day and not get up till midday. Then you have to have a cooked breakfast of bacon, sausage, and eggs. Yeah, you're actually thinking, oh, no, I had a really healthy week. Yeah, you might have had a healthy week Monday to Thursday, but we tend to forget the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm sure we're all guilty of that. And these are the people that, like this new word, whinge dinger, And like it's actually just because our monkey brain is telling us the wrong things, and then we believe it after a while. So another brilliant expression I heard recently is fridge pickers have big knickers. I love this. So fridge pickers have big knickers. If you don't understand it, is so the fridge is like where we have a lot of unhealthy items. I mean, you can have healthy items as well. I mean, lots of good things you can have in there, like your fruit and your veg. Some people put eggs in there. You've got amazing good things like your milk and things, but also you've got your bad things that live in the fridge. Now, with the fridge, it's almost like when you open the fridge door, something goes off in your brain. Not necessarily with the cupboard, but when you open the fridge, it's like, ooh, what's in the fridge? What magical things are going to be in the fridge? And sometimes you just go in there and you know what's in there, but you're like, oh, there's something magical, something new in there that I didn't know about. Yeah, you know, when you get those cravings, you're like really hungry. What can I have out the fridge? What's in the fridge? Tell me what's in the fridge. Whereas really, you know what's in the fridge, but you think some fairy has magically produced something really exciting in there, and it doesn't. And then while you're there, you see, oh, I was going to have something relatively healthy, but now I've seen that cake that's going out of date tomorrow. I'm going to have that instead, or I'm going to have that chocolate summer pudding instead of thinking, well, actually, I could have had a nice banana that was sitting over there, or a kiwi fruit or something. And then we're like, well, it's in the fridge. It's going to go out of date. It's got to be eaten. Yeah, I can't throw it away because that's a waste. I mean, how many times have we heard our parents say to us, wow, you've got to eat that because there's people starving in Africa. They would eat it. And you're like, well, as a kid, you're like, oh, no, I've got to eat it because there's some starving people in Africa that would want that food. Whereas when you think about it, you're not going to post a cake, are you, to Africa? You just either eat it or throw it away. But our like grandparents were, when they were brought up, you had to eat everything because you didn't, food was quite scarce. And that's we've got this mentality now that you have to eat everything. So you've got to control your monkey brain to actually say, no, I'm not going to listen to you. So, okay, that there are people starving in the world that could have eaten that cake, but they can't eat that cake. And actually, I could throw that cake away, which might cost 50 pence, 50 cents. But it will do me good because if I eat that, it's going to go onto my waist or my hips, and I'm never going to get rid of that fat, and I'm going to be carrying it around for the rest of my life. Yeah, so sometimes we've got to get through that barrier, and the fridge is one of the potential pitfalls or downfalls. So the fridge picker is, if you don't know what it is, it's somebody who's constantly going into the fridge, opening a door, and snacking on something out the fridge. So it could be, chocolates, could be chicken wings, it could be leftovers from earlier, it could be a pudding, it could be anything. But we all know who these fridge pickers are. And obviously, if you're going to keep doing that, then you're going to put on weight and need bigger knickers, hence the expression, fridge pickers have big knickers. And I love that expression because it is true. And I always get my clients to sort of see the fridge in a new way. And what some of them do will actually put a sign on the fridge door saying fridge pickers have big knickers. And every time you open the fridge door, then your brain has to see that, and then it makes that decision, and it says, now, which decision do I do? Am I going to open that fridge and have something healthy, or am I going to have something unhealthy, which might taste better for 5 minutes, but in the long run, it'd be more healthy to eat the more healthy option. So I'll give you a clue. So here's an example. Pretend that I'm a fridge. You've just opened the door and you see this nice kiwi fruit, or you see this little chocolate bar. And you've opened the fridge and you're like, wow, one of them is saying to me, yeah, that looks really nice, that chocolate, and the wrapper makes a noise. Whereas this kiwi doesn't really look that attractive, and it certainly doesn't make a noise. So that one probably seems more fun and more enjoyable to this one, whereas they've probably got a similar amount of calories in, but this one won't make you fat, and it'll give you loads of energy and vitamin C and make you healthy, whereas this one will go straight on those hips. Ladies, go straight on the hips, straight on the bum. Men, it's going to go on your belly. So when you go to the beach in the summer, do you be one of those men where your belly hangs over your shorts and everyone goes, look at that? Yeah. So then how do you see the piece of chocolate? Yeah. So then which is the best option? This nice kiwi fruit or this one? Yeah. And that's what we have to do sometimes to control these thoughts that we have and control our brain. Now, another really good example is what we call a gatekeeper. So you imagine, like, say, I don't know, a fantasy game or film. Sometimes you have the gatekeeper, and you've got to get past the gatekeeper in order to get in there. If you have that same approach to your cupboard or your fridge, and think, well, actually, if I've got to get past the evil gatekeeper on the door, would he let me take a bad thing out of the fridge? But the gatekeeper could be a gatekeeper habit, and it could be a good thing. Now, a gatekeeper habit is another expression for when you plan in advance to make sure that the monkey brain doesn't take over. So I'll give you an example. I was talking to a lovely lady in Canada this week, and we came up with a gatekeeper habit in order for her to do more exercise and to plan it into the day. She now gets her trainers ready, she gets her kit ready, she gets her water ready, she's got her plan together so that she does it the night before. She's got no excuse in the morning, and she is ready. And she's told me today that she actually did it. So well done. You know who you are in Canada. Shout out. and it's really good how a gatekeeper habit can work. If you just plan ahead, just do it the night before and think, right, tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to make the right decision and I'm going to be organized and I've got no excuses because everything is there and it's waiting for me. And you are far more likely to do it. You're 10 times more likely to do it than if you wake up in the morning and you look at the weather and go, oh, it doesn't look good. Oh, I'm not organized. Where's my shoes? Where's my running top? Where's my kit? Where's the water? Where's my music? Oh, and just give up and not go and then feel bad about it all day. Whereas if you actually did the exercise, you get all those crazy, great hormones going and you'd feel great and you'd feel energized for the day. And you're like, pat yourself on the back and just go, I did that today. Imagine if I did that every day, not just in like exercise or running, in all my health. How amazing would my life be in 3 months' time, 12 months' time? It would just be fantastic. So, and it's just making small improvements every day and just call them the gatekeeper habit where you're just improving something every day, being a bit more organized. And that way you're far more likely to do it than just rushing to do something and like making excuses up to not do it because we're not planned and not organized. And don't let our monkey brain take over. So we can do this, but we can beat it. We can really control our brain and just provide ourselves with a better health. And if you can actually think, every decision I make is because I want to improve my life, and just think, well, it's an investment today for the next 10 years. So if I invest in eating this kiwi rather than a piece of chocolate, my health is going to be so much better. Yeah, even if you don't particularly like kiwis, after a while you probably will enjoy them. But you're actually, when you're eating it, thinking, well, I'm doing this for my body. My body, if it could talk, would say, Chris, thank you for eating this kiwi and thank you for not eating the chocolate, because that is a bad decision. And I mean, you can have chocolates occasionally, but just see it in a different way. Whereas the kiwi fruit could be your lifesaver at the end of the day. If you make the right choices, because just by eating one kiwi, you think, oh, actually, that wasn't too bad. I'll eat one tomorrow. And then it's like, well, actually, I quite like that. What other new fruit or veg can I try? Let's try a different type of tomato, or let's try having a nice Mediterranean salad, or let's try having bananas instead of a chocolate bar, and just try it and think, you won't like everything, but just try new things and say, well, actually, I am the new healthier version of myself. Yeah, if you look at an athlete, which choice would they make, the kiwi or the chocolate? They'd make, I'd imagine, the kiwi every time, because they know that that's how their body is fueled and how it powers them and how they get their vitamins and nutrients. So they would never, I doubt, go near the chocolate. So we just got to think, well, do I want to be that person sitting over there who can't move out of their chair, or do I want to be the person who could do the Olympics and could be like really famous and have an amazing life and just full of energy and vitality and vibrant. So yeah, so I hope that's been useful. And I've got a prop here. So you must have something at home. Could be anything. I couldn't find a monkey toy of my son, so I found this minion, which is pretty scary. And I remember I was coached on something once, and I had to find something like this, and it had to do a squeaky voice every time I had a low opinion of myself. So I can't remember what I was doing at the time, but it was something where I was like, I can never do that. I think it was to do presentations in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. And just by having this imaginary monkey or minion or whatever just on your shoulder and making a silly voice and saying, you can do this, you can do this. Whereas you're in your brain saying, I can't stand in front of 100, 200 people. That's not me. I can't do it. I'm going to look stupid. I'll forget my lines. I'll mess it up. They'll laugh at me. Yeah, we all do it, don't we? There's something where we can't do. And it could be, I can't do a diet. I can't improve my health because it won't work. It never has before. Whereas if you say it in a silly voice and then you're like, well, actually, I can do it. And when you listen to those reasons, so I'll give you an example. So this minion is saying to me, I can't stand in front of 100 people. Yeah, because they'll laugh at me. I'll forget my lines. I'll trip over. They'll think, oh, look at him. He's got silly glasses, or look at his hair, or something like that. Or they'll be bored or won't listen. Whereas in actual fact, they're probably like, wow, that bloke, he's really brave. He's standing in front of all these people. He knows what he's talking about, and I'm going to listen to him. Yeah, you see what I mean? So we've actually turned something negative into something positive, and you think, okay, if I do trip over, it'll wake them up. It'll make them more interested, and then I'm here to save their lives. So which are they going to remember? Like the 20 bits of information I give them to help them save their lives, or the fact I tripped over, or my tie wasn't straight, or my glasses probably looked a bit old-fashioned. You see what I mean? They're probably more likely to remember the good things you said rather than what your hair looked like. So there you go. Anyway, so I hope you found that useful. If there's any questions, please ask them now. And I hope you've enjoyed this workshop.